and I'm from the Camas-Washougal Post-Record newspaper in Camas, Washington. And I have a question. I'd like to know how you handle it when you go in to talk to an advertiser and they tell you that they absolutely have no budget.
You hear a lot that advertisers don't have the money to advertise. They have the money to do other things that maybe they don't need to do. And when I go into an advertiser and they tell me that they have no money, that's a real big challenge for me, but it's a fun challenge because I try to go in armed with some information about where their money is being spent. In a small community, I know that I'm going to come up against that a couple times a day, sometimes all day long, and depending on the season and how things are, it can be a week long or a month long of hearing, I have no money. But if you go in and say, well, I see your Yellow Page advertisement here, and looks like you spent an awful lot of money on that. How much did that set you back? Gee, was that effective for you? Do you think maybe we could shift some of those dollars into the newspaper this time? And let me show you what I can do for you. That, you know, it helps them to see that maybe they're not spending money as wisely as they could be with their advertising program.
Everybody wants to have more business. They want to have more customers and increase their sales. And if you can show them a way to do that, the budget will appear. And ask a number of questions about their business and then kind of come back with a great idea. If you have the creativity and the ideas for them, I think amazingly those budgets will appear.
If I get an advertiser who says, I don't have any budget, I just don't have any money, one thing you have to assess, is he doing any advertising? Okay? He's costing money if he's got his sign on his van, if he's got, you know, things in his store. Look for point of sale material. And then if he is advertising, he's got money. You've just got to give your paper value over whatever he's doing. He may not have money. If he doesn't have money, go co-op. Try co-op. See if he's got co-op funds available for his store, because he may be able to get something that way. If they give a little bit apart, he may be able to dig deeper and get something. And a lot depends on the profit margin of the business. If the business doesn't have a high profit margin, you know, there's different things that you need to look at, but everybody's got a little budget. You just have to figure out what's the best way to spend it.
The way that I handle advertisers who claim that they don't have any money is I will tell them that, well, number one, we don't bill them until after the ad appears. And you try to get them to realize that if we put together an effective ad that will actually bring in people to buy their products, that there will be money to pay for the ad once it occurs. And also I try to find out what is too much. If they, sometimes I run into the objection of, we don't have, and this money, you know, this is just too much, this costs too much. You try to find out what is too much. Maybe there's another alternative that would be good for them. Maybe there's a special package we have that won't cost them an arm and a leg and will at least get them started so they can get some responses. If you have an effective coupon, when people start seeing the coupons coming in through the door, they will realize that advertising does work. How can you say that reaching 500,000 readers on a Sunday is a bad thing? If you have the right message, the people will come in.
If I have somebody that says always trying to say poor or don't have enough money to run advertising, a lot of times I just ignore it. I think they understand that they have to advertise and they have money. You'll get that excuse, and then you'll see something 2 weeks down the road that they spend twice as much money as they would have spent with you. So a lot of times I'll go over the cost per thousand, and I'll try to illustrate to them somehow that we're a better value than even doing an 8.5 by 11 flyer. If they were to try to print 17,000 flyers themselves at 3 or 4 cents each and mail them out themselves, it's just prohibitive. And so I'll review some of those things, and that's really not much of an objection.
The advertisers that tell me they have no money to advertise, that the budget is tight, are usually the most difficult to get through, besides those that won't let you in the door. But they're doing something somewhere. They're either using a direct mail piece, or they have to have their name out there somewhere. They have a sign in front of their store. So I ask them, you know, what is that costing them? What is the line ad in, you know, the Yellow Pages costing them? Do they realize how much that is costing them? I try to find out what they're paying and what they're doing. And then I go back and I put together a marketing plan for them to let them know that the advertising dollars they're spending now is only giving them this amount of return, and then I give them an alternate plan. And if that doesn't work, then we continue to tweak it and go back and forth. But typically it opens the door for conversation, at least, so that they may be enticed. And I love to do layouts and have people see something, because it gets them involved. And if they see something and they go, well, I would never do that, I don't like that, then they're involved in the layout, they're already involved in the process, they're working with you, so you just have to continue to keep that momentum.